Alright guys, welcome to Lumboxy. Probably see I'm in the vehicle. I'm heading towards the Smoky Mountains for work. It's middle of the week and been sent out of town for 3 nights. But hopefully, next video you see might be us doing a little bit of fishing. We're down near a big waterway in the Smokies here, so we thought we'd come out and, you know, got a little cove here and have a fish, but no luck. Looks pretty cool at night. Well, here we are again. We're gonna go try fishing. Got off early on a Friday, so I think my phone will stay there. Fish biting, so we're gonna throw this little shad. Let's see what we get. I've had a couple of hits, but it's still early in the season, you know. There's fish around. Only smallmouth. I stopped right near the town square. A buddy of mine from work just got a 5.5 pound bass yesterday. On a soft plastic, so I got a pocket full of them. I've never caught a bass. If you fish and you frequent the rivers and the dams and stuff like that, have you noticed that there's just a huge amount of trash? Like, you can't bring your kids down here. There's just so much broken glass, and it's a real shame. It's a real shame. We've got a big storm coming, and hang on, where'd you go? Where'd you go? I can't see you. Oh, he wants to go out and see if he can see something, but we're going to look for morels as well. Morels are out, starting to pop, so I've got this path here that I actually, you know, can come along. You've seen it on previous videos. Sorry, it's really, really windy out here. And so we're going to have a look, see if we can see any morels and there's more tree damage. Man, weather is just crazy. My little John Rambo here. It's nearly 90 degrees and you're wearing a hoodie because it's camouflage. Oh, there's a lot of coyote scat around. Interesting though, on the yesterday morning going to work, a big bobcat crossed the road in front of me. A lot of wildlife out.
Oh, it is spring.
Yes, it is spring. Just, I guess it would be. Probably not technically, but. So I'm just looking this area. This is where I find my first morels, sort of like on the ridge tops. I'm just keeping my eye out also for snakes because I bet you they are out. I guarantee if I ride my four-wheeler down here, I will run over morels. I think the first morel of the season is generally the hardest to find. Once you spot it and your brain makes that connection of what to look for, I think then you start to see it. Even though I found hundreds up here, I don't know what it is. It's always that once you find the first is always the hardest. So once you found it, your brain then goes, okay. And you start picking them off everywhere. The chicken coop is roughed in. I'm gonna, as you see, it's roughed in. We've got a big storm coming. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a single component, sort of like, I can't even remember the name of it. It's some sort of weather protection. It's a slate gray. I'm just gonna dip and roll it. And we're going to give it a quick cover. Hopefully we can get a bit of dryness to it before the rain comes. We've probably got about 2 hours. So let's go. You can see that's trash. Look at that. It ain't no good. Okie dokie. Well, it's only been used once. It was sealed up properly. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna have enough time. We have a storm coming. I could put a 2-part down epoxy, but it won't dry in time. We might just have to let it ride. Bummer. You can see, guys, best laid plans go. There's always a curveball. I'm not going to have enough time. I don't have enough curing time to put down any sort of 2-part epoxy over it to cure, to give it some protection. It'll be okay. I'm just trying to be extra careful with that ply that I've rubbed in. It'll be fine for a couple of showers. It'll dry out. It's not gonna like it's sitting on the dirt or on the ground. So yeah, we'll keep going. Decided I've got some really old tins that are like down to maybe half a quart and stuff like that. This is a product called 3477, and it's a sealer. It's a 2-part. It's like an epoxy. So I'm going to use that. I'm just going to quickly throw it on. Bit of protection is better than nothing. So yeah, woo. But you can see it's like and it dries clear. So you can see it's real milky. It's a real milky substance. And I'll give it a little whirl. You can see it down in here. Yeah, and you just sort of mix it. It's really watery.
Daddy, what's it?
It's a product made by Sherwin-Williams.
Daddy.
Hey, baby. Oh wow, it's jumping. Yeah, it's a really milky substance, and you just use a little peewee roller on. Just trying to give it a seal coat, really, just to help protect it from the weather. It'll be fine. Just protect it a little bit more than what it is. I'm not even going to really worry about drips, runs, anything like that. I'm going to let it pour down, let it soak, let it get right into these porous. Let's see it. Like it ain't this stuff is so old it might not even have the chemical reaction. And it could very well surprise me. Like, I think it's like 3 years past its. But for around the house, when it's not a commercial sort of application, it'll be just fine. I think it will be. See, I'm just letting it run down, soak. Doesn't have to be anything pretty. I'm just gonna make sure I get in on this stuff, on the edges where it swells. Like that. And we'll go around, and we'll just keep going around. Okay, yucky stuff, so stay over there. It's as simple as that. Just Just trying to get a little bit of extra protection on that, so hopefully it'll sort of like shed any sort of moisture until I can get the wood paneling that we need to put on the sawmill. Anyone got a spare 12 hours they can give me? I said it before, we've had about 6 truckloads out of it so far, and apart from, you know, a little bit of trash that's in it, it's pretty good. We got all this from those wood companies, you know, the tree companies that have been fixing up all the storm damage. And yeah, buddy, got all that. There's a bit of trash in it, but nothing really that's, and this is up in my top field. It's probably annoying my neighbor there, but it is my field. So, and we got all these logs delivered. Look at this big thing. Some beautiful pieces of wood in here. Notice there's some elm, there's some maple. There's a lot of good stuff in here. A lot of firewood too. And it just goes on and on and on. So yeah, whew, let's just keep setting these gardens up, and I'll show you the end result here very shortly. Well, finally, can you see it? It's a little past its prime, but they're here. It's a pretty cool one. I was about to start going to think about rebuilding this carburetor. I did realize that I believe I have a brand new carburetor for this. So I can actually just pull this carburetor, put the new one on, and load it up with some gas. There you go. The magic of the internet. Just want to say that that's not me. I'm draining the old fuel. As many of you might know, that leaving fuel in your equipment is probably one of the worst things you can do to it. The fuel, it's like a lacquer, and it ends up coating the inside of your carburetor, inside the jets and the bowl, and things don't squish, things don't squirt, things don't pump. It's all back together. Literally took me about 3 or 4 minutes of wrench work, and probably about 4 or 5 minutes of draining the fluids. So in less than 10 minutes, we're back up ready to go. Let's see if it fires now. That's the big one. All right, as Bill O'Reilly would say, we're gonna do this live. On, I guess that choke would be on. Let's see what it does. Take first pull. I am the greatest. I wouldn't have to do it if I was. We're back going, baby. Guess we're ready to start milling some lumber here. I run the sawmill yesterday. Cut some, I think it's ash. It's got some pretty cool little insect damage to it. I'm gonna trim these up and make some shelves out of them. I got a few of them. I got 4 of these ones so far. I'm gonna use these as a bit of a pantry, some pantry shelving. I just got a bit of damage, but once you clean it up and I seal it, put an epoxy on it, or just an oil, they should come out pretty good. So we had a good storm come through last night. Yeah. Like these are the weeds coming up through here. And just shake it off, drop it down. If I can get it out, I get it out. Okay, look at that. You know, the clover I'm not really worried about. The clover I'll leave in. If a bit comes up, I'm not really worried about. I did throw a lot of clover seeds around a couple of years ago, and they've really taken off here. So I find that that's really good to have. It sort of controls the, I don't even know what sort of grass this is. It ain't very nice though. But, and you can see we haven't had much rain. Well, we haven't had really any. And that soil is still moist, and it's just really because of the big levels of mulch that I have on here. And these gardens will just keep getting better and better over the years, hopefully. So I think this is, they call dog fennel. I believe that's what it's called. Might be wrong, but it grows up in here between my sage. And so what I do is I just keep pulling it out, and I'll feed it to my, I think these are Egyptian walking onions. See, it's starting to produce in here, and these will all start to just go along. This sage actually wintered itself, and it keeps coming back every year. Beautiful flowers on it, brings pollinators in here, and it seems to like this area, even though we don't really cook with a lot of sage. It is nice to have, even just for the flowers that my daughter likes to pick. But yeah, and this, we can just rip it down, feed it into the soil, just keep going. These guys, these are the potatoes. These are coming up. I keep filling them up with new soil. I keep calling it dirt. I guess I shouldn't call it dirt, but this is old composted soil, leaves, manure, and it's light and fluffy, and it's doing its thing. And my potatoes are doing well. So, yay for that. Maybe some hugel culture. What the heck is hugel culture? Yeah. So this is like the wood chip I've got. Like, and you can see there's a lot of like fungal matter already starting to come about in here. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, if this smells like life, it's got to have some goodness to it. Really, and I'm not saying I'm really impressed with how things have come out this year. My elderberries are best they've ever looked. My plants are actually doing something that resembles being a plant. My potatoes are already nearly 2 foot tall. They're ready to be packed basically to the top of my planter box with soil and mulch on top and just keep them going, you know? So I know I'm doing something right. Is everything going to be perfect? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know, I'm a newbie at this, but from everything that I've seen and everything that I've watched and I've read and online, and you know, I gotta say, I've watched a lot of stuff. You know, I might go to bed at night and just stick a YouTube video on and just listen to someone talk about how they produce this style of garden. And I don't even know what you call it. Like, back to Eden, no. Permaculture-ish, yes. Because my whole point is I don't want to have to be the drug dealer for my garden, you know, with fertilizers and pest control and, you know, that sort of stuff. I don't want to have to be spraying my things. I do have straining bags. Last year when my elderberries come on, the birds just decimated them. So I was like, put my paint 5-gallon bucket strainers over them after they bloomed and produced the fruit, and we got elderberries, and the birds didn't get them all. So that was one thing I did with that. My fig, unfortunately my fig died, but that's simple enough. You have to excuse my kids, they're having a Mario Kart battle. And but figs are easy to grow. I can go and get a cutting, and yeah, you know what? But things are coming along. Things are coming along, guys. I know things are absolutely insane in the world. I don't want this channel to be about that, but I don't think we can ignore what's going on. And if you haven't already planted a garden or bought some stuff to put aside, and I don't want to be one of those crazy preppers, all that sort of stuff, you know, but it's I don't see it as being a crazy prepper now. You know, there might be extremes of it, but what I think we are now is veterans of COVID, you know, veterans of 2020, and we've seen what can happen, and now we're going into an energy crisis, and places around the world are starting to talk about lockdowns again, and certain countries already have lockdowns, and man, this is just, I'm having flashbacks, you know. So if I can do this, produce some good food for my family, I don't think this year is going to be the year that we see massive shortages. If we do, you know, if we go down that path, I just think, just come forward with me for a bit. Come with me on a strange journey. But I think it'll be next year, because if fertilizer's gone up, you know, 300-400%, I believe that's what I read somewhere, and it's like, just that alone, regardless if you can get it, but just that alone is going to put such a massive cost on food. And then you got to think, are they going to grow the corn that they grew? Like, because corn takes a lot of nitrogenous fertilizer, and is it going to affect fuel as well? I don't know, there's just so many variables, and my brain's a bit like, but like I said, I'm not going to try to think too much about that, because it's out of my control. But this, I have some control over. Not a great deal, but I have some control. And I'm just trying to do my best, and I'm putting it out there, you know, to show people, like, I am not a gardener. I'm a retired grunt who threw some plants in the ground, and my children are I guess Mario Kart's getting pretty intense in there. All right, guys, I'm going to get on out of here and go and spend some time with my family and prepare for tomorrow. All right, hooroo, and have a good night.